Mainstream media's official narrative. Oprah's 3-decade orbit of paedophiles, traffickers and baby farmers was just bad luck. A string of unfortunate coincidences. Unfortunately for Oprah, the Epstein files have blown open an entire grotesque subculture of trafficking, consumption, and depravity on an industrial scale. Hundreds of high-level elites and major companies are implicated in the files. And according to Epstein files investigators, one name connects them all. Oprah Winfrey, the daytime TV queen trusted in millions of homes, now faces explosive accusations from multiple Epstein survivors. They call her the broker, allegedly trafficking vulnerable children to the world's most powerful men, then keeping cruel mementos of their suffering, body parts that she wears as gold-encrusted jewellery, even while offering sympathy on air to grieving mothers searching for their missing daughters. Strap yourself in. This one goes from 1 to 100 very fast, and we're not slowing down for anyone. Before we dive in, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and join the People's Voice Locals community to join our incredible community, support the channel, and gain access to exclusive and uncensored content. Oprah Winfrey's public image has already cracked. Those ties to Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein's circle, and John of God, her personal faith healer, who she promoted until he was sentenced to 370 years in prison for running a global baby trafficking empire.
Miracle worker or monster? He's known as John of God, a celebrity faith healer whose followers claim he can miraculously cure diseases such as cancer. But now, the once beloved guru is accused of abusing hundreds of women.
Now, bombshell Epstein documents reveal that a woman stated on record that Epstein offered her money to birth babies for black market use. She also linked John of God to Jeffrey Epstein and Oprah, who allegedly connected the two. According to sources close to the investigations, Oprah has been hiding in plain sight, rubbing shoulders with some of the most infamous names in child trafficking and exploitation, all while using her public platform to slowly, methodically normalize the unthinkable.
People don't understand. A big part of the confusion and shame for child victims is that the attention and the seduction from the predator, who is probably going to be somebody you know.
Right.
In order for it to work, it has to be somebody you know, somebody you admire, somebody you respect, or maybe even love. You're 7 years old and someone is stroking your it feels good. I have said for years, if the abuser is any good, you won't even know it's happened.
FBI insiders are finally saying out loud what our research has been exposing for years. Oprah wasn't just merely Jeffrey Epstein's associate. She wasn't just John of God's friend. She was their partner in crime. Investigators have uncovered proof that she played a direct role in funneling vulnerable children and newborn babies straight into the hands of the global elite, while the Hollywood elite showered her with praise. And she graciously accepted every glittering trophy, including Disney's own Legend Award, the highest honor the Mouse House bestows.
We're not defined by a show. I think we are defined by the way we treat ourselves and the way we treat other people.
To the most wonderful person in the world, you represent the best of our country and you are a hero to mankind.
The fact that I'm here matters. The fact that you're there matters. This is no accident.
All while she was quietly orchestrating something far more sinister behind the scenes. Disney cruise ships, packed with wide-eyed kids, routinely docked in Little St. James.
It was showing a photo of him at Disney. He's sitting down at the table, Piglet's behind him. It's him and another guy sitting down, and this guy is holding this girl, like by her arms like this. That same girl is in another photo with Epstein. They're on the plane. She's like she's sleeping, she's laying down, and he's holding her like this. Then, come to find out, Disney sent kids to his island for snorkeling trips for like 9 years.
Snorkeling.
And their cruise ships made stops at his island all the time.
Dude.
Coincidence? At this point, who'd even believe that? This isn't some random association. This is organised. This is RICO-level conspiracy. Industrial-scale crimes against the most innocent among us. And they didn't stop at private islands or desert ranches. Oprah and Epstein weaponized their access to the highest levels of power, turning boardrooms into extensions of their network.
Here are some brands that were found in the Epstein files. Life Touch, the brand that takes 90% of our school pictures and also facilitates JCPenney photos. Yeah, they basically been giving our pictures up so it could be a catalog for these predators to look through so they could see what kids they want. Wayfair was mentioned just short of 400 times in the files. So yes, y'all were completely right, and it was not a conspiracy theory when everyone was saying that Walmart and Wayfair are listing shoes and furniture at $100,000 price tags with the names of real children that were missing. It was not a conspiracy. They were really doing that. Victoria's Secret, Bath & Body Works, White Barn, and Pink. They're all owned by Les Wexner, and he is in the Epstein files. It's everyone.
The Epstein files reveal that he purchased Wayfair furniture for his close friend Woody Allen. Nothing to see here, folks. And then there's the bombshell from Epstein survivor Juliette Bryant. Someone who lived the horror, was trafficked, drugged, and imprisoned across his properties. She reveals Epstein didn't just know Oprah, he bragged to insiders that he held a controlling stake in the OWN network, and Oprah's entire media empire was just another cog in the elite blackmail and control machine. For those who are following the money, this is a rabbit hole to go down.
People must just watch the movie The Island. It explains it all. But then also another branch of that could be taking eggs from women, because if these bastards really do drink adrenochrome and kill children, it would make sense for them to have their own farm of children, and then it would make sense for them to take eggs. Again, it's just something I've considered.
And absolutely, and there's evidence of that on the top level of Oprah being involved with John of God. That was a farm for women having children.
I was told that Epstein owned Oprah's network. I was told that he owned L'Oreal and he owned Oprah's network, which was called King Network. Someone told me that along the way when I was there.
Epstein bragged about turning the place into an underground baby factory, a twisted vision of impregnating young girls, harvesting their children, and seeding what he called his superior bloodline. Eugenics on steroids. Pure nightmare fuel, courtesy of Oprah Winfrey and her network. Epstein victim Hope Beryl Green reveals that aborted babies were being experimented on in a cryogenic kind of machine, all done underground at Zorro Ranch.
I mean, Epstein was there were babies that had been aborted or that were aborted by them, and they were in like a cryogenic kind of a machine that they were doing experiments on. That was very done underground, of course. He had a lot of connections. Stephen Hawkins was there, and it was a lot of evil was done through him, or what he was actually saying, kind of communicating, this is what I want you to do to this child.
Flight logs, eyewitness accounts, redacted DOJ files, sealed grand jury testimony. Multiple sources now place Oprah boots on the ground at Zorro Ranch. Not once, multiple times. What exactly was Oprah's job title when she walked the tunnels under Zorro Ranch? Was she Epstein's recruiter? His high priestess in the dark? Now, thanks to brave whistleblowers, we're going deeper than we've ever gone before. But first, an important word from our sponsor. The Epstein drops are just the beginning. Names, flights, payoffs. But follow the trail to Brazil, and you see the endgame. A world where elites, including Oprah, thought they could get away with murder.
The cult leader gained international fame in 2010 when US TV star Oprah Winfrey visited his retreat to interview him for her talk show. Oprah wrote that upon meeting him she felt faint and left feeling an overwhelming sense of peace. No mention of the children he kept as slaves, the babies he trafficked around the world to the highest bidder, or his own daughter who has now come forward and saying that she was from the age of 9.
The question is how much longer until the floodgates break wide open. Brave whistleblowers have implicated Oprah for years, exposing her connections to Bill Clinton, Naomi Campbell, and the spirit cooker herself, Marina Abramovich. To understand how dangerous this rabbit hole remains, understand this. Those whistleblowers are now dead.
Bittencourt said she'd received reports of the newborns being sold for up to £40,000 in Europe, the United States and Australia. She added, these girls were murdered after 10 years of giving birth. We have got a number of testimonies. Shockingly, she claimed the young girls were held captive in remote farms where they were forced to produce babies before being murdered after 10 years of giving birth. Bill Clinton and supermodel Naomi Campbell are among the high-profile celebrities to have reportedly visited the 77-year-old healer at his compound. Guess who else worked with the monster from Brazil? None other than famed spirit cooker Marina Abramovich, who shot a documentary film there in 2016 called The Space in Between.
The true heroes in this fight, the whistleblowers, deserve our undying gratitude and every ounce of protection we can muster. These are the insiders, the ones who've walked those gilded corridors, seen the files, heard the deals struck in blood. When they step forward, armed with intel that pins Oprah as the broker, the shadowy architect orchestrating it all from her throne of influence, the elite don't hesitate. They mark them for elimination. Hits ordered, lives erased. But tonight, one such brave soul has come to us. Under the veil of anonymity, with protections in place, they're ready to blow the lid off.
I can't even breathe right when I think about her network now. It's like something's got their fist around my heart and just keeps squeezing harder every time a new memory claws its way up. That woman, Oprah, she didn't just traffic kids. She built highways of pain that circle the whole damn planet. I'm talking planes leaving private airstrips in Florida at 3 a.m. with terrified little faces pressed to the windows, landing in places I can't even pronounce without wanting to vomit. From crumbling orphanages outside Kiev, when they'd hand over girls for a couple €1,000 and a promise nobody ever kept, to villages in Nigeria where mothers still cry themselves to sleep because their baby girl vanished after a model scout showed up with cash and a smile. Asia, Africa, South America, right here in the US. She had superhighways driving straight into the hands of the richest, sickest men on earth. I was there for some of the handoffs. I saw the way her people moved. It was efficient, like they were delivering furniture instead of children. Private jets with blacked out windows, yachts that never stayed in one port too long, limos pulling up to back entrances of five-star hotels while the world snapped pictures of her out front being the big celebrity. She'd walk through those rooms afterward like she was inspecting inventory, deciding who got upgraded to the really bad parties, who got broken just enough to stay quiet forever. And the keepsakes. Jesus Christ, the keepsakes. She'd collect pieces of their bodies like some twisted bitch collecting souvenirs. A tooth here, a tiny slice of clitoris there. Always the same sick ritual so they couldn't bite, and pleasure was dead forever. Then she had been turned into jewelry. Delicate little chains, earrings, bracelets, stuff that caught the light while she sat on live TV nodding sympathetically at a grieving mother begging for her missing daughter. Jeff made us all sit down and watch that episode. I saw the necklace. Small, perfect pearls that weren't pearls. The mother was sobbing, clutching a photo, and Oprah reached over, patted her hand, and that chain swung forward just enough for me to recognize the shape. I almost threw up. I wanted to scream, rip it off her neck, shove it in that mother's face that she'd know her baby wasn't coming home. Every night I still hear those kids. Their screams live in my skull like a radio I can't turn off. And she sleeps on silk sheets in houses that cost more than entire villages, wearing pieces of them around her neck like it's nothing, like it's fashion. I hate her so much it feels like acid in my veins. I hate the men who paid her. I hate the silence that let her keep doing it for decades. But most of all, I hate that part of me still feels small and scared. Like if I speak too loud, she'll find me again.
Everything we're dropping here is the kind of material that gets hard drives wiped, servers torched, and people suicided before breakfast. If you're doing your own research and digging into dangerous topics online, you need to be protected. Legacy VPNs? Forget it. Proton? It's literally funded by the WEF and the EU. Let that sink in. Express, Nord, Surfshark, they all keep logs. They all cave to warrants. They're all headquartered in 5914 ICE countries. That will hand over your IP faster than you can blink. You need something that cannot betray you. That's VP.net, the world's first trustless VPN. No central servers they can raid. No logs they can seize because there's nothing to seize. It runs on blockchain nodes spread across thousands of independent operators. Even if the entire US government demands your data, there's no one to hand it over to. It's mathematically impossible to de-anonymize you. Do it before you dig any deeper. vp.net/TPV. That's all it takes to keep your searches, your passwords, your fingerprints, your downloads, and your late night rabbit holes completely private. No logs, no backdoors, no subpoenas that ever get answered. vp.net/TPV. One click and you're gone. Smart people are already there. See you on the other side.